Welcome to HornbillTV. This is your anchor, Krizan Yosonov. First, the headlines. Netanyahu met with security forces inside the Gaza Strip and said that nothing can stop Israel from achieving its goals. Israel said that an understanding was reached with Elon Musk, who was on Friday arrived in Tel Aviv, that SpaceX would not activate Starlink satellite internet services in Gaza without its approval. The government has convened an all-party meeting on December 2 ahead of the winter session of Parliament that is scheduled to begin on December 4. The Ministry of Home Affairs has written to all states, union territories and central department to expedite the recommendation for the award of the President Medal for Distinguished Service and Medal for Meritorious Service on the occasion of Republic Day 2024. Now for the news in details. After 1.5 months of the Israel-Hamas war, Israel PM Netanyahu on Sunday entered war-torn Gaza. Netanyahu met with security forces inside the Gaza Strip and took the security briefing from IDF officials. Israeli PM during his interaction motivated the soldiers and said that nothing can stop Israel from achieving its goals. PM Netanyahu's visit took place on the third day of a 4-day truce between Israel and Hamas. Meanwhile, Netanyahu affirmed that Israel will continue its counter-strike on Hamas once a temporary truce comes to an end. Under the mediation by Qatar and Egypt, Hamas and Israel had reached a 4-day humanitarian ceasefire.
אנחנו פה ברצועה עם הלוחמים הגיבורים שלנו. אנחנו עושים כל מאמץ להחזיר את חטופינו ובסופו של דבר נחזיר את כולם. יש לנו 3 יעדים במלחמה הזאת. לחסל את החמאס, להחזיר את כל חטופינו ולהבטיח שעזה לא תחזור להיות איום למדינת ישראל. ואני פה להגיד לחברים כאן, ללוחמים כאן, שאומרים לי את אותם הדברים, ואני חוזר ואומר את זה לכם, אזרחי ישראל. אנחנו ממשיכים עד הסוף, עד הניצחון. שום דבר לא יעצור אותנו. ואנחנו משוכנעים שיש לנו את הכוח, את העוצמה, את הרצון והנחישות להשיג את כל יעדי המלחמה. וכך נעשה.
Billionaire Elon Musk landed in Tel Aviv on Monday, beginning a visit during which Israeli leaders plan to bring his attention to the plight of hostages held in war-torn Gaza and discuss rising anti-Semitism online. He also toured the ruins of Israel kibbutz with Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu. Israel earlier said that an understanding was reached with Musk that SpaceX would not activate Starlink satellite internet services in Gaza without its approval. Elon Musk had about a month back backed the idea of providing Starlink internet services in Gaza, where communication services had been blacked out during Israel's counterattack on Hamas. The Uttar Pradesh government will be running a campaign against illegal loudspeakers in Lucknow. The campaign, which will be conducted under the leadership of senior officials, will be carried out from 5 in the morning till 7 in the evening for the next 1 month. So far, 61,399 loudspeakers being set up at the public religious places were checked, among which 7,288 were found to be flouting standards. Meanwhile, 32.38% loudspeakers were reported to have been exceeding the prescribed limit decibel. The loudspeakers' volume were reduced and brought down as per standards.
निर्देश पर आज प्रातः 5 बजे से लेकर 7 बजे तक ऐसे लाउडस्पीकर जिनके की ध्वनि की तीव्रता बहुत ज्यादा थी या जिस पर मानक से अधिक माइक लगाए गए थे, उनके विरुद्ध एक बृहद अभियान चलाया गया और पश्चिमी जोन में मेरे द्वारा स्वयं इस अभियान का नेतृत्व किया गया और कुल 156 लाउडस्पीकर की आवाज कम कराई गई तथा 31 लाउडस्पीकर को उतरवाया गया। ऐसे जगह जहां पर कि कई लाउडस्पीकर लगाए गए थे और उनकी आवाज बहुत ज्यादा थी, वहां पर उतरवाए गए हैं और ऐसे जगह जहां पर कि उनकी आवाज जरूरत से ज्यादा थी, डेसिबल ज्यादा थी, वहां पर उनके मानक के हिसाब से आवाज कम कराए गए। ये अभियान पूर्व में भी चला था और हम लोगों ने आज किया है। आगे भी इस तरह का अभियान हम लोग जारी रखेंगे और इन लोगों को जहां से भी लाउड स्पीकर उतारे गए हैं और उनकी आवाज कम की गई है, उनको हिदायत भी दी गई है कि वे इस प्रकार का जो है आगे कृत्य नहीं करेंगे, अन्यथा उनके विरुद्ध वैधानिक कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
A large number of senior leaders from different political parties joined the BJP on Monday in Uttar Pradesh capital Lucknow. Among the leaders were also formed बीजेपी लीडर।
एक आध दो को लेके नहीं कह सकते, जनरल नहीं कह सकते इसको। इन जनरल आप देखिएगा, जनरल परसेप्शन आम जनता से पूछ करके देखिएगा तो पहले और अब में काफ़ी ज़मीन आसमान का फ़र्क है। अपराधियों में खौफ है, अपराधियों में बेहद खौफ है और अच्छी नीतियाँ हैं, विकास की नीतियाँ हैं। और बेसिकली राज्य का, मैं पॉलिटिकल साइंस का स्टूडेंट रहा हूँ, एमए पॉलिटिकल साइंस किया हूँ। राज्य का दायित्व ही होता है जान और माल का हिफाजत करना, अन्य बातें सेकेंडरी होती। जब आपकी जान और माल ही हिफाजत नहीं तो क्या विकास और क्या आप अन्य बातें देख पाएंगे। तो जान और माल का हिफाजत तो राज्य का बेसिक दायित्व है। जब वो अगर आपका मजबूत रहे, अन्य बातें तो सेकेंडरी बाद में आती हैं। जिंदा रहेंगे तभी तो सब कुछ करेंगे। तो आज की तारीख में जान और माल की हिफाजत के लिए जो भी प्रयास यूपी से गवर्नमेंट करे, आउटस्टैंडिंग, एक्सीलेंट आई कैन से।
बड़ी संख्या में समाजवादी पार्टी सहित कई राजनीतिक दलों के कार्यकर्ताओं ने ज्वाइन किया है। हम सबका हृदय से स्वागत करते हैं, अभिनंदन करते हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के मार्गदर्शन में, उनकी अगुवाई में भारतीय जनता पार्टी आज दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी कार्यकर्ताओं के लिहाज से है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की गरीब कल्याण योजनाओं ने जन जन का भरोसा जीता है। आज प्रदेश चतुर्मुखी विकास की ओर अग्रसर है। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के मामले में हम नंबर 1 पर हैं और विभिन्न योजनाओं में हम नंबर 1 पर हैं। इसलिए सभी जो सामाजिक कार्यकर्ता हैं, राजनीतिक कार्यकर्ता हैं, सभी लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी में आना चाह रहे हैं। हम ऐसे सभी लोगों का स्वागत करते हैं जो भाजपा की नीतियों में भरोसा रखते हैं। सदन उत्तर प्रदेश के चतुर्मुखी विकास के लिए है, डेवलपमेंट के लिए है। ये अनुपूरक बजट हम इसमें लाने वाले हैं और प्रदेश के विकास के लिए हम सब माननीय विधायकों के साथ बैठ करके चर्चा करेंगे और विभिन्न कानून भी बनाने का काम करेंगे। माननीय विधानसभा अध्यक्ष जी ने निर्णय लिया है और अध्यक्ष का निर्णय सर्वोपरि होता है। हम सभी माननीय विधायक, माननीय सदस्यगण लोग माननीय अध्यक्ष जी के आदेशों के अनुरूप काम करेंगे।
We'll now take a short break. We'll be back with more news.
Young or old, gay or straight, it's not who you are, but what you do. Unprotected sex or having multiple sex partners puts you at risk of getting sexually transmitted infections. Protect your future.
Welcome back. Ahead of Uttar Pradesh Winter Assembly session, an all-party meeting was held on Monday. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Jan Sata Dal President Raja Bhaiya, Shuhel Dev Bhartiya Samaj Party, President Om Prakash Rajbhar. Parliament will begin on Tuesday, where a new set of rules will come into effect that said the broken blades of the auger machine that were not completely retrieved yesterday have been fully retrieved today. Now the manual technique will be employed tonight with the help of Indian Army engineers, rat miners and other technicians.
इसमें जो फंसा हुआ ऑगर था, उसके ऑगर की ब्लेड्स जो हैं, जो कल तकरीबन 30 मीटर निकल गई थी, 15 से 17 मीटर रह गई थी, उन सबको रात भर में बाहर निकाल दिया। आज सुबह उसका आखिरी टुकड़ा जो है वो बाहर निकला है। निकालते वक्त कुछ थोड़ी अड़पन आई थी, कुछ पाइपलाइन का एक आगे का हिस्सा जो है उस पर कुछ डैमेज हुआ था, उसको काट कर उसको सही कर दिया गया है। तो अब इस जरिए यहां से, इस दिशा से मैनुअल आर्मी के इंजीनियर्स, रैट माइनर्स और जो बाकी टेक्निकल लोग हैं वहां पर, वो एक साथ एकजुट होकर दो दो की टोली में अंदर जाकर और धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ेंगे। ये काम आज उम्मीद है कि आज शाम तक शुरू हो जाएगा।
Commenting on the meteorological report in which a yellow alert has been issued for Uttarkashi from IMD, Syed Atta Hasnain said that the safety is being focused a lot and there is no possibility that work will be hindered.
सेफ्टी के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा अभी भी फोकस किया जा रहा है। इक्विपमेंट जो भी जरूरत है उसके मुताबिक, हुक्म के मुताबिक लाया जा रहा है। एक मीटरोलॉजिकल रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक अभी एक येलो अलर्ट है आईएमडी से, जिसके मतलब एक लाइट रेन, थोड़ी धीमी बारिश वहां पर हो सकती है अगले 24 से 48 घंटे में। बट इसका कोई अंदेशा ऐसा नहीं है कि इससे काम पर किसी तरह की बाधा पड़ेगी। मैं दोबारा आश्वासन देना चाहता हूं, जितने वहां पर हमारे फंसे हुए वर्कर्स हैं, भाई हैं, वो सब रेस्क्यू किए जाएंगे और अपने परिवारों के साथ वो रीयूनाइट होंगे। एक पूरी होल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट अप्रोच को अपनाया गया है। प्राइवेट, पब्लिक सेक्टर सबको इसके लिए गैल्वेनाइज किया गया है। हमारे पुराने डायरेक्टर जनरल बॉर्डर रोड्स और इंजीनियर इन चीफ लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल हरपाल सिंह अब रिटायर हो चुके हैं, मगर उन्होंने अपनी सर्विसेज ऑफर की, उनको भी वहां ले जाया गया है। वो वहीं पर हैं इस वक्त एडवाइस के तौर पर देने में।
A robbery in the heart of Jorhat town has raised serious questions on security lapse in the area. A businessman, Mihir Dalmaya, who is the son of Janvi textile owner, was attacked with cricket bat and was robbed by a gang of robbers around 9:30 p.m. on Sunday when he was closing his shop to head home. The thieves reportedly robbed a bag containing 16 lakhs. The incident has caused major concerns regarding safety, sparking confusions and concern among locals. Around 1 a.m., losses at approximately 1.5 crore and relayed this information to the Chief Minister. The government has convened an all-party meeting on December 2 ahead of the winter session of Parliament that is scheduled to begin on December 4. The winter session of Parliament 2023 will conclude on December 22. On behalf of the government, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Pralhad Joshi has called an all-party meeting on December 2. The all-party meeting is usually convened a day before the session begins. This time, it has been preponed by a day due to the counting of votes for 5 states on December 3, where polls are underway. The winter session will be held a day after the declaration of results of assembly polls in 5 states, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Mizoram and Telangana. The outcome of the polls is expected to have resonance in the session. 3 important bills which seek to replace the IPC, CRPC and the Evidence Act may be taken up for consideration during this session. The session is also likely to discuss the report of the Ethics Committee on the cash for query allegations against Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra. The committee has recommended her expulsion. While the government will seek to push its legislative agenda, opposition parties are likely to press for discussion on issues of the concern for them. The Ministry of Home Affairs has written to all states, union, territories and central departments to expedite the recommendation for the award of the President's Medal for Distinguished Service and Medal for Meritorious Service on the occasion of Republic Day 2024. In a letter issued on November 24, a second letter within the span of 8 days, the MHA reminded all stakeholders that it has already extended the date till November 30 to submit the recommendation for the award of PSM and MSM. The MHA sent a letter to Chief Secretaries, Home Secretaries and Director General of Police of all states and the UTs. A similar letter also sent to Director Ministry of Home Affairs. We'll now take a short break. We'll be back with more news.
Cultural sustainability is an important issue that often gets overlooked.
Welcome back. After the release of hostages in Israel, US President Joe Biden has vowed unwavering commitment to ensuring the return of every hostage to their loved ones. While speaking at a press briefing on November 26, President Biden said that he would not stop until every hostage is returned to their loved ones. He also underscored the 13 hostages, including an American, who were released yesterday under a deal brokered and sustained through intensive US diplomacy. We will not stop working until every hostage is returned to their loved ones. This has been the product of a lot of hard work and weeks of personal engagement for me and my team, he said.
2 days ago, one of our fellow Americans, a little girl named Abigail, who turned 4 years old, she spent her birthday, and at least 50 days before that, held hostage by Hamas. Today, she's free, and Jill and I, together with so many Americans, are praying for the fact that she is going to be all right. You know, she's free and she's in Israel now. And so those who are now wrapping Abigail in love and care and the supportive services she needs, she's been through a terrible trauma. You know, her mom was killed in front of her when her kibbutz was attacked by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Abigail ran to her dad then, who then was gunned down as well, while using his body to shield little Abigail. She then ran to a neighbor for help, where they were all taken hostage. That entire house of neighbors were taken hostage by Hamas and held for 50 days. What she endured is unthinkable. Abigail was among 13 hostages released today from Gaza under the brokered and sustained, though intensive, U.S. diplomacy. She's now safely in Israel, and we continue to press and expand Israel, speaking with each one of them repeatedly over the past few weeks to help secure this deal. We spoke again yesterday with the Emir of Qatar, who I owe special thanks to, in order to keep the hostage release on track and push for Abigail to be part of this release. And I'll be speaking again shortly with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and we will continue to remain personally engaged to see that this deal is fully implemented and work to extend the deal as well. For weeks, I've been advocating a pause in the fighting for two purposes: to increase the assistance getting into the Gaza civilians who need help, and to facilitate release of hostages. And we know that innocent children in Gaza are suffering greatly as well, because this war that Hamas has unleashed has such consequences. Thousands have been killed, and from the earliest days of this crisis, I've worked closely with President Sisi of Egypt, the Israeli government, King Abdullah of Jordan, and leaders throughout the region to expand the delivery of critical humanitarian assistance to help innocent Palestinians in need who are not part of Hamas. Under this deal, fighting in Gaza has now been paused for 3 days. Over that time, 58 hostages have been released, including a Thai, a Filipino, and Russian nationals. Dozens of families have been reunited. And we worked urgently to take advantage of the pause to surge aid into Gaza. We've moved approximately 200 aid trucks into Gaza each day, loaded with food, water, medicine, fuel, and cooking gas. More is needed, but this deal is delivering life-saving results. Critically needed aid is going in, and hostages are coming out. And this deal is structured so that it can be extended, to keep building on these results. That's my goal, that's our goal, to keep this pause going beyond tomorrow so that we can continue to see more hostages come out and surge more humanitarian relief into those who are in need in Gaza. We've seen this is the day-by-day approach, hour-by-hour process. Nothing is guaranteed, and nothing is being taken for granted. But the proof that this is working and worth pursuing further is in every smile and every grateful tear we see on the faces of those families who are finally getting back together again. Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel to do everything possible to see the hostage or try to extend it further. I'll continue working with all our partners to take the hard but necessary.
That is all we have for the Prime Time Bulletin. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV.